It's very omnibus power we got.
On the differential component.
On the differential component, sorry, I don't have, but with my personal understanding, there one example is that if it is below 20 lakhs, you should rest assured.
Yes.
Okay, the first guy is getting the differential profit. So maybe below 20 lakhs, one attempt can be made. Second thing could be there is no tax at all because he booked it and sold. It's one type of immovable property
Trading.
buying and selling. It may attract income tax provisions, capital gains, long term, short term. I don't think there is a GST. But sorry, this is not official version. This is my understanding now. Yeah.
Sure, sir.
But if anybody facing a difficulty, I am interested in that so that we can attempt to get a clarification officially so that there is a clarity. Even for my point of view also, if my team verifies, there should be clarity. If it tax is payable, all right, otherwise no. But liability again will arrive on the first customer, he may not be, he doesn't know even GST. Tomorrow, our officers will go and search his house and find out he have paid tax or not. That should not happen. So, I request the society here, you can put for the point for our understanding and discussion. And
Sure.
if it is there's a point, we will definitely recommend to the council.
Definitely. Yes, sir. You want to add anything on that?
No, since I failed to give any answer to my people on this particular question, instead of resigning, I said only one thing. This is not permitted under law. Don't do it. Just cancel for the previous one, book for the new one. Simple.
Understood.
What do we do?
So that will
Say, because, no, not charging money anything as such. As far as our company is concerned, as I remember, at least if without my manager they have done anything, I don't know. But if at all, if a guy wants to book a flat and wants to transfer to one of his friend or somebody other than, it is not permitted. Just get it registered in your name and transfer to him, pay the money and get transferred. Or it will be cancelled in the original name, we will refund the money and book wherever you wanted to put it. With this particular thing, what is happening, as I said, there is a possibility of the GST of 5% what it has been paid since it is cancelled. That is one difficulty we are facing.
Yes.
Second difficulty what we are facing is with regard to the TDS, what the 1% he did it. So I said I bear the TDS of 1% because I get the input as I get the credit of that particular thing. This 5% if you are able to bear, we will cancel and put it. But the problem here that is coming within our internal system also is somebody books at 5,000. Now my running rate is at 6,500. If I cancel at 5,000 to that fellow, and if I have a book for his friend also at 5,000, then what will happen?
Yeah.
So there are certain problems associated within our compliances of the corporate compliances and legal compliances. Those we are trying to avoid. Pay balance amount. We don't mind registering the flat today itself, if at all if it is worthwhile to you. Rather than losing 5% of whatever is paid, let us lose the 6% of the registration charges. If it is on the own land, we can give a unit of sale power of attorney or whatever it is.
Yes.
With the 1% it will be reduced and turn. This is not a answer as per the law. This is a turnaround solution which we are trying to follow. Otherwise, we don't have any solution within the book.
Understood.
And who is bearing that 1% GP?
The person who the second customer only.
Yeah.
Because he is the one who is getting the advantage, the loss is to the first customer. As far as the company is concerned, their compliance is simple. He has sold, he has registered and everything is done. But this is creating a lot of hardship even for many small builders who cannot afford for cancellation of such flat. But even for reasonably cash flow situation, if it is not a dire need, maybe bigger builders are doing it.
Yes.
All these troubles, whatever we are telling, sir, the suffering, as you rightly said, in order to not to have the leakage, cash flow of a thief or something other than only old joke kind of thing. There are 3 thieves out of 100. Since you cannot identify who are those 3 thieves, put everybody into one room and beat all the 100, so that at least those 3 also will suffer to a certain extent. So likewise, certain provisions have been brought. Probably this is the old joke and many other things it has come. Over a period it should come down, and I hope it comes down. Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir. Any other questions from the participants? Yeah, please go ahead.
One thing, so you mentioned you are the part of the anti-profiteering committee. So whether this is gonna continue subsequently also, because this is a limited period provision, and this is a lot of confusion in the industry whether subsequently whether this is going to continue or not, because there are certain rate changes which are happening constantly post GST implementation. The basic idea was to bring the transitional benefits to the consumers, end consumers. But with this post GST rate changes also, there is a lot of confusion whether anti-profiteering will apply or not.
Yeah, initially it was envisaged for a very limited period. Now it is extended till I think 2022, and we hope after that there won't be any provision of this. We appreciate the point, it should be for limited period.
So, but if there is any rate change post 2022,
No, once there is no provision, there is a market dynamics.
that's a matter.
Yeah. Once this provision goes after 2022. As on today it is in force. It is extended by another year.
But whether it is applicable to rate changes also?
Rate changes in GST rate changes.
If after 2017,
After 2022 is the market dynamics.
No, after 2017, rate changes will happen now.
Yeah.
So is that applicable for that also?
Yes, yes. I told example of the movie tickets.
Cinemas, yeah. Got it.
Movie tickets, the state admitted and paid. Each theatre 3 lakhs, 4 lakhs.
Got it.
Movie tickets, some medicines, Pizza Huts, ready-made food people. Very common. And retail, these are small amounts, 500, 400. It's not apartments and lakhs and that. It's a small, 400, 500, 300.
Yeah.
And when we go to a shop, we don't see tax, what's the tax in sweet box 1 kg. We don't see it's 5%, 12%. They simply say kg 500. So those commodities are basically into the scanner, including TVs, all those things.
But if government is reducing the rate for the benefit of that industry, for example, cinema halls is suffering now. They want to let them continue with 150 rupees rate, reduce the GST so that they can gain with this.
Sorry, rate is not reduced for the benefit of industry, it is for the customer.
Okay.
I told in the very beginning, you are not the owner of the tax. You are only custodian for time being. It is my individual person tax. You are not paying tax technically. You are collecting and paying. Okay. So you maintain your money. Like in the example 125, you are getting money for the movie theater before GST, before increase, after increase. When it was high, let it reduce. Maintain your money 125. The gap, please give it to the customer.
Understood. Thanks.
In my opinion, this continues till such time the GST comes to the single rate. Till such time, in one or the other manner, with teeth or without teeth, it keeps biting you. Don't worry.
Sir, I beg to differ because it is a consumer awareness. If a fellow is selling a ticket 150, even after reduction, I will go and fight with the theatre owner. Why did you increase it? Then show me the tax properly on that. Okay, it's a market dynamics. I hope it will settle down in the end.
No, sir. Even I love it to have it. Don't worry. I love it to have it. But only one suggestion is it will not go in March 22 or something other than. Even in the advanced countries, wherever it is there, single taxation system, as per the original motto of the GST, comes and gets settled. And like these particular forums are not required in that particular day. Till such date, if at all, if it arises and if we are there during that particular day, it will not be there. But otherwise, it will be there. And even I feel, as a not as an employee of any corporate one thing, as an individual capacity also, better to have it. But the only thing is they should not misuse that particular power. That's the only thing.
Sir, only one point, sir. In respect of that anti-fraud mechanism, there is always consumer forum to protect the rights of consumer. So that is anyways going to be there.
Yeah, that's what
Hmm.
market dynamics will include the consumer protection. There's an act also on that.
So basically there should be awareness among the consumers. Once that awareness comes, even as if I have a movie theater, I myself will reduce the price so much.
Sir, any discussion in GST Council to bring the stamp duty under GST, under purview of GST, remotely? No.
No, I think that's covered by a separate act altogether. So.
No, I know constitutionally it is covered.
Yeah.
I agree that.
What I understand, there was a move earlier it is not a GST to bring a VAT system in the stamp duty. Suppose if I buy a property for 5,000, pay stamp duty 8%, 7%. After a year, I am selling it. Again, the gentleman has to pay 8%. There is no so-called ITC and VAT. That the VAT system is not there. I am told there are a lot of discussions going on between center and states. But I don't know about the bringing into the GST. I don't know.
My friend's question, if I have to put it like him, as long as you are charging the GST here, you are not considering it as an immovable property. Like the state government should not charge any registered stamp duty on the first sale. Either that should happen, or since you are considering that only 1/3 of this particular thing is immovable property, charge your stamp duty only on 1/3. Either charge the stamp duty on 1/3, or on the first sale from the developer whoever has suffered, you exclude it. So these are the situation. My friend probably is expecting that at least they should not suffer here. But don't worry, this kind of relaxation should never be given here. Thank you.
Any other questions?
Cutthroat answers.
Yeah.
No, sometimes we have to feel
Yeah,
pride of
actually
paying the tax
very
kind of
interesting.
thing. We should do it.
Really
and
good and
continue.
interesting.
Any other questions? We'll conclude otherwise the panel discussion. Yeah.
For GST, BGST, BGST for GST. The customer who made a booking of the flat in 2019. So how can you expect the benefit of the from transition from service tax to GST? The customer who has made a booking of flat in 2019.
2019
GST. I mean, before 70.
Before.
In the 2019 only, in one of the case, the customer has made a complaint to the Chinese Property Authority that he made a booking in 2019. He wants that ITC benefit we are getting from transition from the service tax to GST. So the authority has accepted that complaint, and he should notice for VAT and property.
Sorry, I think there's more confusion. It is a transition between prior to July 17 and after July 17, not 19. Before 17, there was a tax input tax rate only on the services.
Services and
Credit available only on services.
What he is trying to ask, it is not the booking itself was not made in 2017. The project is going on as on the first July 2017. Correct me if I am wrong, sir. The booking itself was made in, let's say, 2020 for easy. 2020, and he goes and complains to the anti-property saying that 2017 he got the credit on stock. He should have passed on the credit to the booking made in the year 2020 also. So technically, he is asking, is it right in making that complaint and accepting complaint by the other?
Yeah, I don't think that the complaint was taken cognizance. These cases I have seen. I have asked for the document from the customer. You booked the flat in 2019. Already credit is there with the concerned builder. So you made a conscious decision to enter into the agreement with the customer or both, that I will sell this flat at 7,000, whether I have SENVAT, ITC or not. Okay, and there is no change after that.
yes.
So that's the end of it. You are aware that you are charging, let's say 12 or 5. At that time there is no transition, so there is no extra benefit that I got as a builder.
The authority has given so much notice for that. By taking complaint and they have made a upload of what the consideration, the booking.
Please correct me, it will definitely go through me only. I did not accept that complaint.
Is it in the same state, sir, Telangana state?
Yeah.
Telangana
So very beginning I told we are taking very point to point. We want to avoid frivolous complaints. Okay, we are asking the party to demonstrate. He is giving only one letter and one demand note from the builder. He said, give me credit or give me what ITC and that. He said, please show me when did you book it and post booking what are the rates, how much you are paying per square feet. So if there see the 2 points, if the builder getting undue ITC credit or there is a reduction in the rates, then the anti-property attack. In this example, after 19, nothing happened. So where is the stand of the complaint?
Yeah, the customer definitely entered, we made a booking before 2017. they are definitely entitled for ITC benefit.
Correct.
The customer who made booking after 2017, I think authority has to.
Yeah, but there are 3 levels of screening: state level screening, then central standing committee, and then it goes to the DG anti-profiting and investigating authority.
There is an oversmart customer like me.
Yeah, see, that's why.
Oversmart, that's all. Like,
No. See, in a democratic country, you have every right to make a complaint.
yeah.
Even Prime Minister of India, we get like complaints straight. There's a portal, online portal. Send a simple mail without any cost. Honorable Prime Minister will see that on paper. It comes to us for comments. So many things, I don't want to tell in this house. So many complaints. This gentleman not paying tax. That gentleman not paying tax. Should I go everybody and find out? It becomes harassment also tomorrow. But please understand, as a well-read citizen, you have every right, and government should take all precautions before handling the case. So you are a war smart customer, war smart citizen. You have every right. At the same time, there is a inbuilt, checks kept. There is a state level screening committee headed by state, the central government commissioner one side, other side also a senior rank additional commissioner in the VAT. We both sit and decide is it fit or not. Then it goes to the standing committee at Delhi, second level. Then it goes to the anti-property. That is investigating. They are not decision making. So a lot of checks and balances are there, so that justice is met in the end. Not one person decides it.
Any other questions? Okay. Firstly, thank you everyone for the amazing response and appreciation and participation. We got more than 500 people attending the online version and physical version. Thank you for the support for this newborn baby HCS. Even for the event, right from the time we have announced the schedule and the dignitaries, so there were a lot of questions, a lot of excitement that was shown by chartered accountants, and then all this formed into the questionnaire, and we are trying to document all this through the position paper. We have already accumulated all the departmental questions. We have given the risk parameters of the GST department. We have already given a summary of the JD and TDR itself, and we are going to announce this. And all the recommendations that Sir has suggested, we will also document everything and report it to the Commissioner Sir as quickly as possible. So thank you so much, sir. So we will finish the proceedings with a small token of appreciation. Sir, this is from our side, from the Hyderabad Chartered Accountants Society.
Thank you, sir.
For me personally, it's a great learning because nowadays, since I cannot understand much on this taxation, I try to be aware and asking my colleagues to do it, so that at least at the end I can scold it. Otherwise, if I have not taken that particular responsibility since I had the meeting, anyway, there is no solutions. But of course, I am quite hopeful with the from 1/4/2019 onwards and with the response and whatever we have. Once the problems associated with the transitional goes away, it will be a good thing to have the compliance. But I personally do not feel happy that the GST input tax credit is excluded from this particular purview. And I feel that they also will come where input tax credit on the real estate also is done. And as my friend suggested, first sale should be excluded from the stamp duty purview also. The government has to take a decision whether this is a removable property or not. This is a Batala question, and I don't know who will answer this. Thank you.
My friend wants me to speak on the role of CA. Really, I don't know what to speak. I'm not prepared. So my tax department closely interacts with the CA, especially in a big sector. their role is very, very important. As I made in my opening remark, they are the bridge between the other side and this side. So we want them, the CAs, to advise the law point or the issue very clearly, and also explain the pitfalls of any misadventure, if any, like 1/3, or should I take actuals. So the taxpayer should be aware what are the pitfalls in taking an issue. So obviously their knowledge is extreme. We know only when the issue comes as an officer. Otherwise, book is that much thick, GST law, probably including many of us not read any sections except few here and there, registration and refunds, because these are the two things going on in the field now. Very few are going on, very number. So on an average, many of us yet to test the subject, its taxability, other issues. So their, the CS role is extremely important in not only explaining to the taxpayer, even interacting with us, with the officers. We can exchange ideas, opinions, so that we also understand this is the position. Not only the book point of view, even from the taxpayer point of view. What is the industry practice? I always go by industry practice. If there is no clarity, then I go by the simple common sense. What is industry practice? If every industry is following the same thing, I think that's a law. If there is no clarity. So I personally feel definitely they have a wonderful role in bridging the gap between the taxpayer side and the officer side. Of course, not only the compliance level, the litigations level. Litigation level is again different. Because all the issue is over. Compliance is very, very important. So I request them to continuously give us feedback on certain workability of certain rule notification, so that if there is an issue, if it is not an issue at all, we can try to clarify in writing itself. No, this is the law. And if really there is a gap, there is a mechanism through GST Council and other mechanism, we can try to get a correct position in the form of circulars or other clarifications. So I wish them all the best, and we hope we continue to interact like this in future.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. So we'll also do a part 2 of the event very shortly on the JDA and TDR part in detail, covering all the scenarios. We will announce that session also very soon. On both the presentations on sale of lot as well as on the regular real estate issues and the tax planning sector, we will roll out the position papers and also the presentations that we have given earlier. So thank you so much. Thanks everyone for the attendance. Thanks.
Thank you.